Hi everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. Today I'm at Red River Chevrolet here in Bossier City, Louisiana, and we're going to take a look at this 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD. This is the silver ice metallic exterior color. It has a jet black interior, and we'll take a closer look at everything as we get to that particular point in the video. But just so you can see, I'll go ahead and open the door here and just kind of give you a quick look into the interior. For 2022, there are a couple of additions. Number one, you will find that if you go with the custom trim level, it comes with a power adjustable driver's seat. All trim levels for 2022 of the 2500 HD will have what we see right here. That's the multi-flex tailgate, and if you're not familiar with that, I'll show you what that's all about as we work our way through the tour. This truck obviously is very strong with horsepower, and torque acceleration is phenomenal. In fact, it's so hot that you can probably hear the fire department coming right now. They're trying to keep all the background noise away that we can, but it just happens that way. And when you look at the front end of this truck, obviously it has a very aggressive look to it, and why shouldn't it? Because of its capabilities with horsepower, torque, towing, payload, all of that good stuff. And there is a lot of lighting all around this truck. Obviously you can see the headlights right here. You can also hear the fire department in the background. You got the headlights up there. The fog lights down here on the lower portion of the bumper. Up here on the rear view mirrors, you can see the lights right here. I hope that's not blinding you. We're going to try and give you a good view of that without making that uncomfortable on your eyes. Turn signal indicators built in. Now on this particular trim level, you don't have the mirrors that extend out, but obviously that is an option. And not only do you have those lights right there, you also have lights on the inside of the mirror, as you can see right there. Let's walk to the back of the truck. Obviously you got the cab light up there. You also have more lighting right here. Kind of hard to show this during the day, but there it is. That's going to help illuminate this area down here. And something else that is very impressive about this truck is the fact that you can use up to 15 different cameras. That's a lot of cameras. It makes towing so much easier. You can mount cameras in different places. Not all 15 of those cameras are on the truck when you have that feature. But one of the main things I know a lot of you are going to want to know about, if you're not familiar with this truck, let's talk about exactly what you have: horsepower, torque, and we'll keep moving forward from there. Okay guys, here under the hood of this truck, the 6.6 liter Duramax diesel, 445 horsepower, 910 foot-pounds of torque. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. That is an Allison transmission. Obviously you're going to have air going into that motor right here. This is an active, this is not just cosmetic, that is an active air vent right there. And just overall a great looking truck. 275/65 tires wrapped around 20-inch wheels. And obviously you're going to find a good bit of chrome here, being that this is the Texas Edition. Now you have the permanently affixed side steps right there, kind of that tubular bar sort of look. But it is here. You don't have the power side steps, but not a big deal because you're not going to pay quite as much when you don't have features like that. You can obviously use that step to hop up here and make it, let's see, I can't even get my foot up there, and get into the bed if you need to without having to actually climb all the way in. But I do like the fact that Chevrolet over the years, when they first came out with this bumper step right here, it came to about right here. So there wasn't as much sure-footedness. No matter which direction you put your foot in, you can do it like this or you can do it like this. I find that a little bit easier personally. And with those nice large rear tail lights, well, obviously that fits the truck perfectly. Let's talk about the multi-flex tailgate. It is the ultimate multitasker. Let's take a look at exactly what you have here. Obviously, you can open the tailgate in the conventional way, and you've got 3 different ways you can do that. You can do that just as I did right there. You can also do that with your remote. Now, a side note here, guys, there is a third option with a button on the interior of the truck. You can't raise the tailgate with this particular trim level. That's going to be, like I said earlier, I think I said it earlier, but I'm saying it now, LTZ and above. So LTZ and Trail Boss will allow you to do that. Now, let's talk about exactly what we have here as far as the multi-flex tailgate goes. So here's option number one. You can use this as a workspace. You can use it as a picnic table. You can use it as a place to use a tripod for your iPhone or your iPad or whatever it is you're using if you need to have a meeting with somebody. You can also use it as a bed extender. How do you do that? Let's raise this area right here. A little hard to do that one-handed, but there you go. You have a bed extender now. And there's actually two different ways to use that as a bed extender. So I'm going to close that back down. One thing I like here is the fact that right now, if I push this button, the tailgate will open. Let me close that one more time. If I open this area one more time, I'm going to get way down here. Let's see if I can give you a good view of this. Watch this. I'm going to push this button right here. The tailgate won't open. Why is that so important? Because if you had a trailer hitch down there and you accidentally open the tailgate and it hit the trailer hitch right there, well, guess what? You're buying a new multi-flex tailgate, and I don't think you want to do that. So, now, like I said, you can open this the conventional way. I showed you that earlier, but here's your second option for the bed extender. So what I've done right there is simply open the tailgate in the conventional manner. Now the bed extender is being used right here in that second manner that I mentioned to you earlier, but we're not finished yet. You also have this as a step, and there's a graphite material right here. It reminds me a lot of grip tape on a skateboard. For those of you who grew up in the 80s and 90s, we're very familiar with that. And you can also have speakers built into this tailgate right here. You'll even have the functionality in here to control everything as far as volume and what you're listening to and all that good stuff. But this is a step, but this isn't the only step for the step. You also have a handle right here that makes it even easier to get in and out. And I can only kind of show you. Let's see if I can get up here. It's still pretty high. There we go. It's kind of hard to show that without having someone else here to help me out with filming today, but that's okay. But that is your multi-flex tailgate. Very easy to use, very easy to operate. Let's talk about what's inside the bed. We'll go over on this side. I don't have it on right now. I should have shown this earlier when I did have everything on. But you obviously have the in-bed LED lighting. You can see it right over there. Got it on both sides. And then you have 6 different tie-down points on each side for a total of 12. You also see everything is ready to put in your gooseneck receiver. And a good thing here, guys, sometimes we don't see this on these trucks. Even at almost $70,000, you've got a bed liner. It's already here. That is fantastic, but we're just getting started. Now, something I really like here, and I'm still surprised that Chevrolet and GMC are the only trucks that have this. Nobody else has this as of right now. Right down here, if you're wondering, well, what can this truck tow and what's the payload capability? That's what the stickers are for right here. It tells you exactly what you need to know as far as that's concerned with this particular truck. But not only the numbers, but how to know what you can tow and what you can haul in the bed based on how many people you have in the truck, how much payload you have in the bed, and then you can figure out what you can actually tow in that respect. So a very nice feature, one of my favorite features on these trucks. Okay, let's take a look inside. You know, on a truck this big, what else would you have but very large door bins? You know, I think of bodybuilders would want to drive this truck, so you got your friends in the truck, they've got plenty of room for their blender bottle full of post-workout protein powder that they're ready to take after you wear them out at the gym. But that's not all there is. There's a lot of storage throughout the interior of this truck. You've got the rear seat pockets, or the map pockets as we often refer to them. And right here, the in-seat storage. This is on both sides here. You've got it not only here on the passenger side, but over there on the driver's side as well. Right here, left there, however you want to call that. And then, obviously, if nobody's sitting back here, there's your fold-down armrest, cup holders built in, and then let's hop on into the interior. Yeah, you need this grab handle. At least I do at 5'10". I need that to get in here. But I'll tell you what, I am impressed at the legroom here. This seat's pretty far back. I can be very comfortable back here, plenty of head space, and obviously going to stay nice and comfortable. Got the air conditioning vents back here, USB ports, and a 12-volt power outlet. There are a lot of great options here. I'm very impressed at how much space Chevrolet has in the rear seats of these trucks. Now, the LT trim level, we don't have a sunroof. If we did, it wouldn't be a panoramic, it would just be the conventional size there. You can see the area where that would go. Tell me down in the comments, would you like to see Chevrolet add an option on these trucks for a panoramic sunroof? And carrying over into the front seat, you're gonna see, again, those nice large door bins. There's almost endless space here. Okay, it's not really endless, but there is a lot of space there. Two different options here for different drinks, pre-workout, post-workout, whatever it is you might need. And you don't have a power adjustable passenger seat. You do have a power adjustable, 10-way adjustable driver's seat over there, but still it is there. Options for storing whatever you have right here. Maybe you're reading Jay Cutler's latest book. Does Jay Cutler actually have a late book? I don't know. But if he did, you can put it right there when you're taking a break from reading on the long road trips. And also more storage space right here. And I apologize about that sticker flopping around on our windy Northwest Louisiana day here. Storage space in the upper glove box and also in the lower glove box. Maybe we should start calling these things something other than glove boxes, because who puts gloves in those glove boxes these days? I don't know if anyone does. Now, one thing you won't see here, in fact, let me do this. I'm gonna close that door so we get rid of the wind and all that traffic on the interstate out there. You'll notice that there's no wireless charger here. There's an option for that, and here's what it is. You can actually buy an aftermarket charger that can mount right here. There should be, I believe this truck will have it, but it's a 12-volt power outlet right there that can be plugged into and power that. So there is an option for that without having to step up in trim level or spend the extra money. And a nice large console here, a multitasking lid. Obviously that can be used as an armrest for the driver and the passenger. And then I'll tell you what, storage for days down there. There is so much storage down there. I almost wonder if I said hello in there, if I'd hear an echo of some sort. You probably can't see it as well because it is a pretty bright day, but hopefully you can see the light shining on my finger right there, so at night that's nicely illuminated. And then more connectivity options right here, as you can see. And that's not all. There is a lot of connectivity here. You have the power outlet right there. You've got the 12-volt, and then you've got two different USB options as well. But let's hop over into the driver's seat and take a look at the main area of attraction for those of you watching these videos, because I doubt you're going to be a passenger. You're probably going to be the owner and the driver. And as I give you a quick look into the interior of the truck from the driver's side, let me tell you about some of the things I should have said earlier when we were talking about the engine and transmission and all that good stuff. You've got trailer sway control, hitch guidance assist. You also have hill start assist and hill descent control. Here's your mode selector. We'll take a look on the dashboard at exactly what that is later on in the video, which will be shortly, so don't worry, it's not too long. And then right here, all the controls for lighting all around the truck. And there is the turn signal option. This truck does actually have that on there. I know not all your vehicles have that because not all of you use your blinkers when you're driving down the road, but you know, you get what you can afford. If you can't afford that blinker option, well, it is what it is. Do these trucks have the same changes that the 2022 Silverado 1500s, the LT and above, have? No, they don't. That's okay. Not necessarily a big deal. Just so you know what is here. So you're still going to have the interior that's been here for a little while, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Going to have your cruise control here and your steering wheel mounted controls on both sides, voice commands. And on the rear of the steering wheel, it's kind of hard to show from this angle, but let's see if I can give you a good view of it. There are the controls for controlling the radio on both sides of the steering wheel for volume, for changing stations, all that good stuff. You also have additional storage right up here above the infotainment screen. And let's take a look at exactly what you'll find here. Now remember guys, we're looking at the LT trim level. You do have Apple CarPlay, you have Android Auto, you've got your trailering selection right here. Let's see if we can get that to come up. If I can push that hard enough, there we go. There's only going to be so much I could show you right here, but there is plenty here. You've got status checklist. If you store your trailers, that's where that is going to be. You also have your settings here. And going back home, you do have teen driver mode also. So if you want to let your teenager drive the truck, well, there you go. You can do that. And one thing I like here, even though this truck doesn't have the 15 camera options on this particular model, on the LT trim level, the good thing is you don't have to go into reverse to look around with your cameras. And obviously there are multiple options. Even though we don't have as much here, there's still quite a bit here. You've got your trajectory lines. If I can keep that on the screen, there we go. Trajectory lines that you can turn on or off, turn them back on right there. And then there is your view to get onto a trailer, to hitch onto your trailer, whatever you're using there, unless you're using a gooseneck, which obviously this truck is more than capable of towing. And you might notice that there's no option to go home right here. So how do you do that? There's a button right there that you can push for those who maybe are new to this technology, and there are people out there who still are, believe it or not. Tell me down in the comments if you have still yet to buy a car, truck, or SUV with an infotainment screen, or some of the latest technology that we've talked about here, the backup camera, all that good stuff. Dual zone climate control is here, and then here are several of your one-touch buttons. There's that option I was talking about earlier for opening the tailgate. Push that down, and obviously that's going to help you out. Everything here pretty easy to figure out. We've pretty much looked at everything else. You also have, well, let's see here. I'm going to show you where the button is. That's for your power sliding rear window, and let me get you positioned here and I'll show you how that works. If you're saying, well, what does that look like when you open it? Well, I know it's nothing fancy, but it is what it is. In case you were wondering, well, now you know. The good thing about this truck, it is nice and roomy in the front and rear seat area, comfortable. A very nice experience to drive, and it's definitely going to tow what you need it to tow. And hey, one thing that you won't find on this truck is you won't find that center console shifter. Even though on the 2022 Silverados, you can still have a column shifter. Yeah, that is still available, but that's what's here. I think that just seems to fit this style of truck a little bit more. I don't know, that just seems more of a heavy-duty style shifter to me for a truck like this. Oh, and by the way, for those of you saying, Tom, you didn't show us what driving modes there are. Well, there's not much to see there, but I'll show you anyway. All you have is normal and off-road, just so you can see what is there. That is your options for driving modes. Now, if you're wondering, what is the price of this truck? You haven't told us yet. Well, if you made it to this point in the video, good on you, because you're going to get that number. $68,580 is what you will pay for this particular truck as it sits. So tell me down in the comments section, are you planning to buy a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD? Now, I know normally we would do a test drive. This truck is a sold unit. It's already bought and basically taken care of where that's concerned, so I can't take it out on the road, unfortunately. But I can tell you that these trucks are nice to drive. Not a big deal. You probably don't need to know about that because you probably have experience in these 2500 style, these heavy duty trucks, so no big deal. But got to say a special thanks to my friends here at Red River Chevrolet for loaning me this truck for the day, and all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out another of the videos that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.